Hi, I'm Joe King.
And I'm Joanna, but I go by Joe.
Today we're talking about alien worlds. We're just having a little discussion, and we're going to see kind of what happens with the answers on each side. And we'll make more videos later. So first, Joanna. All right. If you were on an alien planet and you got teleported there against your will, you didn't know what happened, you weren't prepared, nothing like that. You end up on the planet, and this planet is 99% all water, and the people there are humanoid looking. They talk differently in a language that you can't understand, and their features are very fish-like. But most of the rest of the world kind of works the same way that ours does. Just more fish-oriented. What would you do in that world to survive? Go.
Well, since I was a small child, I love to swim. I'm a great swimmer. So number one, I would be like, okay, great. I can get in the water. I could do something in the water. When I was little, my sister and I used to do choreographed, like synchronized swimming. So, there might be something in that vein, like some kind of underwater entertainment of sorts. I mean, I don't know. Girls gotta make a living, right?
Yeah, but what about not understanding the language?
Okay, yeah.
What if they take you as a threat?
Well, fuck, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to find a fishy friend that will...
No cussing on here. Oh yeah, by the way, no cussing.
I'll just have to find a fishy friend who...
takes you in as a pet? What happens?
I don't know.
That?
I don't... Well, okay.
What if they don't know that you can't breathe underwater? I mean, there's so many things.
Okay, well...
I'm just going to be quiet.
When I get there, so many things could happen. You can't predict what might happen, who I might run into, who might help me, what skills might they have, if they trust me, if they don't trust me, if I just go straight to prison, or do I land on a fish farm, like where do I go? There's a lot of options.
Yeah, so work through some of the big ones. Okay?
If I land on the farm...
You said you would try and find a job synchronized swimming entertainment.
Right. Well, I would just say, okay, I know how to swim, and so that's so that's viable in this society. I obviously don't know the language. I would have to figure that out. I mean,
eventually, yeah.
People would either have to take me in, or I would just have to go try to learn from someone.
I'm sure there's at least some type of written language you could learn.
Exactly. There's got to be books, right? So,
I mean,
do I get to come back, or am I just stuck there forever?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and say that you can come back. Let's pretend that the people that teleported you realized their error and sent you back. But for... a year's time, you were stuck on the planet that you were stuck on. Relative. Okay. Just time.
Well, I guess I'd have to make the most of it if I only had a year. Definitely learn the language. And mostly I'd want to just know their history, who they are, how they got there, where the heck they are in the universe,
What kind of technological advancements do you think that they would have if their entire world runs on water? Like, what would their technology look like? How would they get power, do you think?
Well, do they still have a sun? I mean,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. And are they advanced from us, or are they just different in some other form? Or are they advanced in a higher dimension? Are they smarter than us? Yeah.
Well, that's more, I guess, your cosmic age. Like, no, that's too much to explain. If they're further away from the center, they're older than us. If they're further than us from the center.
Okay, if we're going to go on that theory. But let's go on this theory that we could possibly even be in a different literal time and space. So it doesn't exactly count the same. And if we know that all time is exactly the same, then I don't know. Does it just mean that they have more experience than we do? Or they've
Is that a
been through more as a
question that
species?
matters when you've been teleported to a planet?
No. What matters is, do I have shelter? Do I have food? Am I going to live? Like
exactly.
like,
now, how do you solve those problems?
Well, I'm sure there's food. The language barrier, I mean, at first you probably just have to steal unless someone was like, oh, look, there's this other human. Just like if a fish person showed up here, like who's going to be all, oh, hey, we're just going to take you in and protect you. And we're not going to tell the government about you at all. We're just going to be your friend. And then we'll just let you live among this.
Okay, let's make this a little bit easier.
Okay.
They're telepathic, but you are not.
That's horrible.
Well, I mean, like, they can talk to you in your head, and they can hear in your head what you're saying. So, if they put a thought in your head that says, you know, they look at you and they say, hey, Chelsea.
Right.
Oh.
It's okay, you can edit this in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. And then where was I at?
You said if they look at you.
Oh, if they look at you, Mrs. King, and they say, hello, and you answer back in your head, who is that? They would be able to hear you saying that, but you're not the one being telepathic.
Right. And also they would hear when I would be like, oh my god, they're such freaks, holy shit, where am I? I'm so afraid. Ah!
Right.
They would also be able to hear that.
Right.
And since they're used to this whole, everyone can hear me, so we're all in this different place about our thoughts.
We're all in this together. Think of it, hive mind, though. That would be nuts. Would you be able to fit in with the hive mind? Would you be, ooh, I wonder if they'd, like,
yeah, but I wouldn't be part of their hive. Yeah, and I'm like, you know.
Is that racist? Are these aqua beings racist?
If they shun me, they are, right?
Or use the inappropriate pronoun, or...
Oh, God, let's hope they're beyond that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you go.
Okay. So you set the limits on
automatically transported into a desert-like volcanic planet covered with caveman type beings. Go.
What? Okay. So you said desert, volcanic style layout of the world, and caveman like being. How big are these guys?
Large, primitive, hairy. You know the deal.
Real dumb, I'm guessing. Are
Let's
they
not
caveman
say
dumb?
Let's say primitive.
Are they caveman dumb? You know what I'm asking.
No, they're not dumb.
I'm not even talking relative terms. I mean, can they speak to me?
Oh no, they can speak to each other.
Like
you
grunts.
No,
you gotta understand the language.
Okay, they have a language you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So big hairy. You get the deal. Okay. So these are gigantic people. All right. So first off, I'm a flea to them. They probably
Not huge, gigantic, just
9 feet. They're only a couple feet taller.
I wasn't even thinking that big. I was thinking like 70. But yeah, they're still bigger than you, but
Okay.
you're not
So-
tiny,
I guess I would, at the very beginning, have to probably like find a place to hide.
Yeah.
And the very first thing that I would probably do is see how they interact with something that is aggressive to them, and what their capabilities are first. Because if I have to try and befriend one of these, I want to make sure that I ain't walking into something dumb. Because if I walk in and they just immediately think I'm a threat, then I am dead. So I have to at least see how they interact with something new. But after that, yes, shelter. The only way that... How would you do that in like a desert volcanic style setting though? Some like crazy sand dunes or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Like dig into the ground and make it look like a big eggshell.
Yeah.
And just use the natural sand dune. Maybe gather up some rock to fortify the sand, because, now there's got to be water, right? If there's Neanderthals on the planet. Are they human-like? Are they...
Yeah.
Okay, then that means there's water somewhere. Go find water. Volcanic soil, you can... I think that's... I wonder if it's safe to drink volcanic water. You think it would be like extra purified, right? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm guessing so. For this premise, I'm guessing. But yeah, go find water, or make friends with a few of the Neanderthals. And now, if I only had a chance to be there for a year, like I said, oh man, I don't think there'd be much of an opportunity to learn much technologically. But their interactions with nature, maybe how they don't let anything at all go to waste. Like they actually wear the pelts. They actually only kill what they eat, and they don't mess with the balance of life, and
Yeah.
they don't overhunt something. They literally don't overpopulate themselves either, or they would just die. All of them would die. So that's,
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably try and see how they interact with things around them. Find shelter, and then friend a few of them for that course of that year. But it would be a learning opportunity, I guess, on a much simpler level, spiritual learning.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be, hey, math.
Yeah.
It's too free for math. Math is very confined. But well, to a set of rules anyways. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
For our first video. Well, all right, people. There was one of many. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. We're going on about 14 minutes here. So we'll stop wasting your time with our nonsense. And as always, I'm Joe King.
And I'm Joanna King.
Signing off.